Kindergarten, kingdom, kindergarten, waiting, bells not ringing, kingdom, kindergarten, waiting, bells not ringing, kingdom, kindergarten, waiting, bells not ringing, kingdom, kindergarten, waiting, bells not ringing. Welcome to another horrid, terrible, censored, bloody, despicable, socially undesirable episode of the Apocalypse. Congratulations for choosing the apocalypse, by the way. I would have gone in a different bloody direction, but you must have balls that you're ready to lose. I'm not quite there yet. Just can't quite join the team, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, since you have bloody, unwisely, imbecilically chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. It appears Donnie will request from Congress more indefinite time frames to unleash the military upon its own citizens. The weakest of all, the easiest to target, the vulnerable, the people no one bloody cares about. Begin with them, then move on to you. Yeah, let's begin because I have a lot. I'm sorry I passed out last night. I literally was leaning back like, I got to do this video. I had it all prepared, everything. So I just combined today and yesterday. So we'll work from yesterday morning till now. And this is what I saw first. I was quite shocked. Now, remember, this guy isn't running again. So, you know, everyone gets balls when they're not up for election again. It's really having balls when you are up for election. But whatever, I commend the gentleman. Rep. Thomas Massey will join survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's abuse at a Capitol press conference on September 3rd, where several will speak publicly for the first time. A Capitol press conference, you say, so close to Donnie. I don't think he'll dig that. I don't think he'll dig what Massey's trying to intimate here. But I commend the motherfucker for doing it. This is ballsy, man. This guy, he's like, all right, I'm going out. I'm going to have a little fun before I do. I hope Donnie doesn't lock him up for it or something. Because, again, this is we're dealing with a sociopath. Who's, Epstein's best friend for, like, over a decade. So, this is perfectly legitimate. These people were victims. This guy's going to give him a chance to speak at the Capitol, I guess. Donnie will not be fucking happy. Holy shit, he won't be happy. 3 people were killed today in a shooting at a Target store in Austin. This was yesterday, remember. Austin, Texas. 2 were pronounced dead at the scene, and the 3rd died at the hospital. So when will federalized National Guards begin patrolling the streets of Austin, Texas? Indeed. There's some very serious incidents that just took place recently, like the shooting up of the CDC. 180 some rounds were shot at it. 150 windows shot out. Guy must have been there for a minute, and the guy must have had a high-capacity magazine of some sort to get those kind of amounts off and get away. So again, why aren't we sending the guard in to protect that, pseudo-government or government building, whatever it is? Why is the guard in D.C.? Great question, right? Oh, well, we know why the guard's in D.C. Donnie flat out said it, to round up the homeless. He doesn't like the look of it. The filth in the city, all that. And to harass people of, certain persuasions. I've already seen videos of it. Oh, something I don't have in here that I want to talk about quickly. The guard was deployed near a monument in D.C. or something today, and the young men, the military men, proceeded to take pictures and selfies at the site, and some tourists took pictures with them. That's why this whole thing is over. The whole system, the whole world, everything. Because the people that literally have been deployed to subjugate you, military men with machine guns, turned against us. The homeless specifically, and others, of course. They thought it was a good moment, a Polaroid moment. Let's take some pictures as they're deployed against their own fucking people. And the tourists thought it was a good, hey, this is cool, military guys, America, blah, let me take a picture. A selfie at America's military being turned on its own people. The subjugation of the population via the military. That's a Polaroid moment for those people. All parties involved. The tourists, the military guys, maybe others, maybe some MAGA cultists that want to get in there, get a snapshot. I mean, isn't that the ultimate irony? The fucking MAGA rube taking a picture with the soldiers that have been deployed to subjugate him. You'll see it. It's probably already happened. What am I talking about? Let me move on. This picture was horrifying, but I think it's genius. Three's Company. You got Kosh there. You got Judge Box of Wine. And you got Bondi. And my God, this is... When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's fucking horrible. Fucking horrific. I mean, it also makes you appreciate, I thought afterwards, you know what? Suzanne Summers and Joyce DeWitt, they were really pretty girls. You know why I thought that? Because of this. Imagine Judge Box of Wine in the role that Joyce DeWitt played, Janet. Imagine crusty-ass Pam Bondi playing Chrissy. Imagine Kosh Patel in between visits to the bathhouse playing Jack Tripper. Norman Fell would have been on to something with that, and Mr. Furley would have definitely been on to something if Kosh was in the role. Could you imagine? It would be horrifying, wouldn't it? It would be unwatchable. This was yesterday. Again, Trump refers to the Kennedy Center as the Trump Kennedy Center. It's one of his posts. I'm going to read you a little bit of it so you get a little sense of the sociopathy. Great nominees for the Trump Kennedy Center, right in the opening to the thing here. Whoops, I mean Kennedy Center Awards. They will be announced Wednesday. I'm not going to read the rest. This is what Donnie's doing. Let me simplify it for everyone. Remaking everything in his image. DC is his kingdom. He's remaking it in his image, how he wants it. Our Constitution, our way of government, remaking it in his image, how he wants it. Everything, our society, the surveillance they're about to throw down on us, all of it. And it's real this time, son. I'm not Alex Jones. This isn't the Obama years. It was you the whole time. It was definitely Alex. And it's definitely these people. This time it's real. They're going to roll it out on you. Your own people, your own team, on you. Be mentally prepared. It's going to be quite a shock. So when he does things like take over the arts, remake the sciences in his image, any science he doesn't like, that goes away. Remake just our whole society, the government, how everything functions, turn it into a Reich in his image, the same way Adolf Hitler did back in Germany in the 30s. Same thing. That's why you're seeing $200 million ballroom, which will really cost 50, and Donnie will pocket the other 150. Something, that's why you're seeing shit like that. The Rose Garden paved over with tile or whatever they put there for that cheesy patio with the dick umbrellas. That's Hitler remaking his little kingdom in his image. Remember, he said he has a meeting with Putin soon, and it's embarrassing for him to have homeless in D.C. and anything he finds undesirable, he wants it to look pretty. Fuck the human beings. Remaking everything in his image, and then they'll make an image to him, and they'll expect you to treat that a certain way, and if you don't, and son, again, I'm going to keep repeating this so many times. This time, it's real. I know you've seen a lot of motherfuckers on camera and throughout the years, throughout the decades, saying some shit. I am not them. This time, it's fucking real. I don't want it to be. This isn't fun for me. I'm doing something. I'm providing a service, if you will, that I think people need right now. And, I kind of have a feeling if I don't, I'm going to face some wrath that I don't want to face. More than any man can do. So the Trump Kennedy Center, that wasn't a joke. That's Hitler saying, yeah, it's mine. And the Kennedys, oh my God, he is so envious of them. He can never be them, and he knows it. It's the same thing that Hitler did. He remade the entirety of Germany in his image. Foreign policy, economics, which is just grifting and stealing everything. Hitler did the same thing. That's what Vlad does. It's not a joke. You're watching him remake everything in his image. It's very serious. It's the exact Hitler playbook too, by the way. ICE plans to acquire AI technology that can scan and identify people's irises from 10 to 15 feet away using a mobile app, comparing the images to databases and social media photos for deportation purposes. Databases like, what are they called? I can't even think of them now. Data centers. So much data about you, everything about you. And we're getting to the point where now we've got digital price tags that will change the price. There will be surge pricing and this and that. Then it'll get so specific, it already is in some places. Depending on how much money you have is how much they charge you. They know that information via a data center. How much you make per year, that's real easy to get. Unfortunately for us. Everything linked to the system, son. Everything. Even the price tags at the store. Already started doing it. Already seen the videos. This fucking post from yesterday, I believe, he's making fun of Steve Mnuchin, his Treasury Secretary or IRS head. I can't remember which one he was. He might have been both. I don't know. From the first term, Steve was a good little sycophant the whole time. Let Donnie do whatever he wanted to do. Always agreed with him. At the end of the thing, Steve and Jared Kushner walked away with billions from the Saudis. God knows what they did for that. I'm sure Donnie got a piece somewhere. So why would he make fun of Steve Mnuchin? Anyway, I'll read a little bit, not the whole thing. Jerome Too Late Powell must now lower the rate. Big Bad Jerome is not covering Donnie's grift. That makes Donnie mad. Because then people see the grift. Steve Manouychin, 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 in quotes, that means Donnie's extra pissed, really gave me a beauty, that's in quotes, when he pushed this loser. The damage he has done by always being too late. You mean too late to cover Donnie's grift and people start noticing? Is that what Donnie means by too late? Of course it is. He's making fun of one of his most loyal sycophants, Steve fucking Mnuchin. What the fuck? Donnie throws everyone under the bus. I told you. Everyone. There are no fucking exceptions. Except maybe Vlad because he's got the PP tape. The CDC shooting. I didn't know it was this crazy. That's why I'm reading it to you. I just heard it was a shooting. Okay. There's a million of those in America every day, and we don't even care because we're desensitized now. It's a shame. It's fucking sad, but it's the wild, wild west here. Any day of the week, we walk out of our home and we go to a public area, I don't know, a mall, a movie, Vegas, whatever. Don't matter. Concert, whatever. Church, school, don't matter. You are taking the chance that day that some psycho doesn't walk in with a gun and start shooting people. Anywhere in America could happen. That's our society today. There's no justification for that. I'm sorry. And I'm not like an anti-gun person, like super anti-gun person. There's just no justification, son. You, who are watching this or not, the general average person out there, any day of the week, if you live in America, anywhere you go, store, bank, doesn't matter, you are at risk of some psycho coming in with a gun because there's that easy to get. I don't know what the right answer to that is. Ban them all, not ban them. I don't know. All I know is that society is doomed to fail. It'll never make it. The CDC shooting was much worse than initially reported. 181 rounds. 150 windows hit. Staff are furious at RFK Jr. and Trump because their long-running fears about anti-vax. Yes, Donnie's been demonizing all authorities, medical authorities, weather authorities, banking authorities, and economists. Too late, Jerome Powell. Everyone is demonized. Donnie is the only answer. The Reich is the only answer. Pure Nazi playbook, pure Hitler playbook. Very simple. That's because of the rhetoric, man. 181 rounds. 150 windows. What the fuck? Either that guy had 5 machine guns with him or he had a nice clip of like 100 bullets or something. What the fuck? I'm amazed there's not a bunch of people dead. That's a lot of shots, man. 181? Again, why ain't the guard over there protecting that building? Oh, that's right. That's a party we demonize. And again, I'm not saying I love the CDC or anything, but look what happened to them and their building. They got assaulted by some psycho with a machine gun that got 181 shots off. And that's because of rhetoric over the years. And that's because of what's being said now, the whole thing. Fucking insane. But no, the guards in D.C. harassing black people and homeless people. That's the mission. As you know, they take selfies before they go harass the population. Again, if you people ever wondered if the military would go along, well, them taking selfies at monuments in D.C. while they're subjugating the people, literally they're there to do that. That's your fucking answer. Okay? And it's a grim answer. And I figured it would go that way. I was hoping I was wrong. Boy, am I not wrong. 24 hours after talking tough on crime, the Trump administration is now giving Ghislaine Maxwell permission to leave her low-security prison for work assignment. Yes, that's her status at the Club Med that she's at as they deploy the guard in D.C. Does that make sense to you, Rubes? Again, 1,000 FBI agents were put on the Epstein information to get Donnie's name out of it, and he still didn't give it to you. Do you know how bad that is? Apparently you don't. Ghislaine got transferred to minimum security because Donnie needs her for some theater to say he wasn't involved. Yet we all already know his name was so much up in the files, they put 1,000 agents on it. Son. That's a guilty motherfucker right there. Holy fuck is he guilty. He needed a team of people to try and show that he isn't guilty, and then he still didn't even show it. That's how bad it is. And Ghislaine's minimum security now, while again, your own troops are deployed on your own soil. That should bother every American. And if it doesn't bother you, son, I don't know what to tell you. It will in the future, don't worry. When it's walking down your streets. Because it will be, don't worry. You ain't special, son. I know a lot of you think you are. U.S. spending on services, hotels, airfare, dining has been down for 3 straight months, the first time since 2008. That was a huge crash. Remember that? George Bush, the end of his term, George Bush Jr. crashed the economy. Obama inherited it like a motherfucker. And those 3... services, hotels, airfare, dining, that's expendable cash or extra cash that people have to use for pleasure, travel, whatever. That's been down for 3 straight months. Gee, I wonder why. That's the Donnie shitbags effect. Those 3 things being down as low as they are at rates like 2008, that is a horrible portent for where the economy's at. I don't care what the Dow says. I'm talking about my economy and your economy. When that number is down for 3 straight months, that means shit's bad. Federal investigation finds 0 proof of mortgage fraud by Adam Schiff. So Donnie was lying again about Adam Schiff committing mortgage fraud. Donnie's the adjudicated fraud, by the way. Convicted felon. The guy you voted for, as you say, throw Adam Schiff in jail like a fucking moron. So Donnie was lying again about that. Let's look at it. All lenders involved in the mortgages were fully aware that he owned both homes. He purchased a Maryland home so he could live near his children in congressional duties in Washington and maintained the Burbank condo as his California residence. Neither property was a rental or vacation home, and his mortgage arrangements followed both legal and ethical standards. They did an investigation. Zero proof of what Donnie was lying about again. Meanwhile, back in reality, Donnie's an adjudicated fucking fraud. 34 counts. Shit. And you pointing fingers at Adam as you vote for the Orange Abomination. You're a hypocrite, son. You're a hypocrite, and you let your bias blind you for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. It all ends up in the abyss, in the lake, if you follow it there, son. Doesn't matter why. Again, you vote for the convicted fraud. As you point your finger at Adam Schiff for 10 fucking years, he ain't a convicted fraud. Donnie is. Texas data centers are projected to use 49 billion gallons of water this year. Come on, man. As the state faces a prolonged drought per more perfect union, that's who's reporting it. 49 billion gallons. Holy fuck. I mean, again, that's like a nuclear power plant. It's like on the same scale. It's ridiculous. And again, whatever water they use for that, once it's returned back to wherever, I'm not convinced whatsoever that it isn't contaminated. The heat as well. Any life in that water, if it's sucked out of a creek or whatever the fuck it's sucked out of, gets, cooked out of it. So there's that aspect. But my God, it's going to look like, our landscape's going to look like Blade Runner with nothing but data centers and ads running on the sides of buildings and shit. And it rains all the time because it's 140 degrees every day. Fuck. 49 billion gallons. Also, they can subjugate you. That's all it's for. And manipulate you when you go to the store. Whatever. It's all to fuck you over. And the main reason is to subjugate you. That's where they really want to take it. And again, I'm not just another guy saying that. It's really they building them, son. Some of them already built. Polluting the environment all over the place. Leaking methane, all kinds of great things. I think Leon's in court about it right now for his shitty data center. His dystopian fucking nightmare data center. 49 billion gallons of water. Remember that when your local municipality says you can't water your fucking lawn, okay? That's because corporations are using 49 billion gallons. That's why. Cunts. This is Liam Neeson. Notice how when Donald Trump deployed the National Guard to Washington, D.C., he did not release the Epstein files. Indeed. Did you notice that? He can put our military on the streets, though, and point to the squirrel. Look at those homeless people. It's embarrassing for me and Putin. Me and the boss don't like this. I got to meet him in Alaska. Yeah, he can unleash the guard. He can release the National Guard, but he can't release the files. In fact, not only will he not release them, he deploys 1,000 FBI to clean it up before you get to see it. We've already got the headlines. It's already been leaked. Everyone knows. It's not a secret. 71 large U.S. companies went bankrupt in July. Holy fuck. The highest monthly total since the 2020 pandemic. Holy fuck. Donnie's bringing it back to pandemic numbers when he left the presidency. Isn't that great? That's called class. What's that called? The Donnie Shitbags Effect. I told all you rich motherfuckers, man. The tax cuts will not be worth it. You will lose so much more because you were greedy. You knew this motherfucker was a sociopath. a madman. All you could see was money. All you could see was tax cuts, deregulation, like you always see in the GOP. Well, this time, it's gonna cost you, son, everybody. You saw Tim Apple the other day laying a gold bar down. All of you. 71 large companies. This follows 66 and 64 filings in June and May, respectively. Wow, that doesn't sound good. Year to date, there have been 446 large bankruptcies, the most in 15 years. That really doesn't sound good. This tariff grift, this economy grift that Donnie's running, it doesn't sound like it's working out for the rich in this country. I know they thought it would. Only if your name's Altman, Musk, Thale, etc. This is already higher than the full year totals of 2021 and 22 when 405 and 373 went bankrupt. Yeah, that's real bad. Industrial and consumer discretionary companies have led the surge with 70 and 61 filings, respectively. The pace of bankruptcies is accelerating. Those are companies, son, not individuals. That's called, again, class, one more time, the Donnie Shitbags effect. Holy fuck, those numbers don't sound good. Okay, this is Gavin Newsom, and, this is the same approach I've pretty much been taking in my own way. And Gavin is a fucking genius for doing it like this. This is the way, man. This is what should have been happening from day one with this motherfucker. And every Democrat, every semi-sentient, non-Nazi, non-sociopath in this country should be doing this. And I got about 4 or 5 of these chumpies, and I love everyone. Everyone made me actually laugh out loud at certain points. And it's a beautiful illustration of what a sociopath Donnie is and how it's been normalized. When Donnie does this, that's just Donnie, the all-caps sociopathic Hitler-esque rant. That's just Donnie. No, that's the end of your world, the end of your country, the end of your children's future. That's what he is. That's why I'm here right now. Not for fun, not for glory. Nope. I'll find none of that. So this is Newsom, in all sociopathic caps. Donald Trump, the lowest polling president in recent history. This is your second to last warning. The next one is the last one. Stand down now or California will counter-strike legally to destroy your illegal crooked maps in red states. Press conference coming, hosted by America's favorite governor, Gavin Newsom. Final warning next. You won't like it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's how you do it, baby. That's why Gavin's dangerous. That's why they hate him. He's better than they are. It's just that simple. Oh, and this is just the opener. I love these. I could read these all day. And again, it's a perfect illustration of what a goddamn sociopath Donnie Shitbags is. When Gavin does this, you can see how absurd it is. When Donnie does it, absurd is normal. Sociopath, turning it up to sociopath is normal. We've been desensitized. Everyone just goes along. It's not fucking normal. And that's the point Gavin's making here in a very brilliant fucking way, I might add. That's why he's dangerous. This is Musk and Altman getting in a fight over something with Apple. And you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. Let me just continue on. Who cares? Trump admin, this is Miles Taylor. He was in the first Trump administration before he left. Trump admin forming a quick reaction force, that's in quotes, of troops tasked with rapidly deploying into American cities facing protests or other unrest. So you people planning to protest, you better expect some hard pushback. They already got people ready. They're creating a task force to be deployed quickly. I'm sure they'll be, stationed in enough areas to where they can get to, the scene very, quite rapidly. Look, from day one, I've been telling you what they're going to unleash on you. They can't do it all at once. They're doing it in steps, and they're obvious ones. When they get to the step where they really can't hide it anymore, they show their cards. This is what we are. They have to have things in place for when a lot more people join the rebellion party, because they realize they've been betrayed, fucked, screwed, whatever you want to call it. They're going to have mechanisms in place. They already have the troops out in D.C. It's too late. So expect that. Yes, nothing says land of the free like a standing army ready to put down the people who disagree with you. Or, Donnie's own personal masked goon force with machine guns that jump out of vans and kidnap people. And yes, some have been U.S. citizens. He's already got that. Now he's going to have this too. And the Guard too. They're taking selfies in D.C. because they're too stupid. They've been, or maybe they don't care that they've been deployed against their own fellow citizens, the population of the United States. The troops that are supposed to be there to defend us from foreign enemies. You understand America's over, right? What is it called? Quick Reaction Force or Shock Troops? Is that a good name? Brown shirts, Gestapo. I've been waiting for this answer. This really isn't much of an answer. And they're asking Skeletor, Miss Levitt. That's what it looks like. Isn't she lovely? Do you have any specifics about how homeless people will be dealt with? Because, we never really got an answer. We just got, we're going to deploy people because I don't like the look of the homeless, Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment. The option. To be taken to a homeless shelter. To be offered addiction or mental health services. And if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. I'm thinking they're going to go right with jail time or... Again, Donnie said they're going to take them far away. Now they're saying, we'll take you to a shelter, get you addiction or mental health services. I don't know if I'm buying this story. Because the story Donnie gave us is we're going to take you far away from D.C. because we don't like you. You're trash. That's basically what he was saying. You make the city look bad. We're going to round you up. We're going to take you away, far away from the city. We'll give you a place. So if you don't go with the Reich, you go to jail. If you are homeless in D.C. I have a comment later how a gentleman explains there's only 40 open beds. And there's not really many shelters. That doesn't mean leave many options, does it, Skeletor? Not that she cares. I'll get to that comment later. Oh, this is beautiful. The Trump administration plans to review all exhibits and materials from the National Museum of American History to ensure they align with Trump's interpretation of American history. The Reich, only Reich-approved exhibits will be displayed. Remember, the impeachment exhibit for Donnie got taken down. The public found out about it. Museum said, oh, well, that was just a mistake or something's being done. We're going to put it back. No, they weren't. This is the proof. A week later, whatever, Donnie comes into the museum and says, I'm going to say what you're allowed to display or not. Just like Adolf. Taking over the arts, culture, history, rewriting it. I told you a long time, years ago, the right wing in this country, the MAGA thing, and the right wing in general, both of them, they cannot have this in the history books that 80% of them took part in a coup so they could stay in power and put Donnie in as dictator. They cannot have that in the history books. Donnie can't have his convictions, all his rapes, abominations, defamations, frauds. He can't have that in the history books. He can't have that he staged a coup. He can't have that he was impeached twice. That will all go away. Why? Because that's what Hitler would do. That's why. And you rewrite history. That's simple. Donnie rewriting history in his image as well. Everything in his image. Washington, D.C., everything. So Donnie will decide what museums can show and not show. He's already gone after the schools. They're ready to pay him tribute of hundreds of millions of dollars to the major 3 or 4 schools, colleges. Job layoff surge to 62,000 in July, the highest level since the pandemic. Here we are again. Donnie taking us back to pandemic level. Why? Because he's a fucking Antichrist. That's why. I've never seen an entity able to do so much damage in such little time. To people, things, governments, it's incredible. You know why? Because he's the fucking Antichrist, that's why. That's simple. Holy fuck. It's not even worth it either. White House will enforce MAGA history in Smithsonian museums. Yes, I've talked about many aspects of this. Go back to Alexander Dugin, the manifesto, Trumpo-futurism. We must make it in our image. AI, that is. It can't be woke, which means tell the truth. Donnie has to remake, American history in his image now. MAGA history. That's a great way to put it. Only Reich approved. That will extend into all areas. It already has. The press, the arts, history, everything. Here's Gavin again with another one. Again, all sociopath caps, just like you rubes love. WWF, theater, downfall of your nation as you chug beer and talk shit on liberals. Oh, the apocalypse too. I forgot about that part. Forgive me. Final warning, Donald Trump, maybe the most important warning in history. Stop cheating or California will redraw the maps. And guess who will announce it this week? Gavin Newsom, many say the most loved and handsome governor, and a very powerful team. Don't make us do it. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's genius. I love it. Genius. Has all the elements. And this is called, in case you didn't know, class, this is called Rube speak, Donnie speak, or sociopath speak. That's why Gavin's doing. He's trying to make a point. Despite surging tariff revenues, the U.S. budget deficit in July was 10% higher than it was the same month in 2024. So we're taking in trillions in tariff money, according to Donnie. And the debt's not going down. That means the tariff money is not going towards the debt. That means, like I said, he's pocketing it. The deficit for July was up 19%, $47 billion from July 2024. Receipts for the month grew 2% or $8 billion to $338 billion. I'm not going to read the rest. You get the message. Pretty much every aspect of the economy is fucked, except for the Dow. And it's all because Donnie's grifting. That's simple. New data show the deficit jumped 19% to $291 billion in July. This is despite a $21 billion collected from Americans in import taxes, which have led to higher cost goods, blah, 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 blah. So the deficit for 2025 is already $1.63 trillion, up 7%. The money's being pocketed. It's not going to where it should be going. And a ballroom does not cost $200 million, son. White House notifies the Smithsonian of forthcoming internal review of Smithsonian exhibits to ensure alignment with the president's directive to celebrate American exceptionalism, remove divisive or partisan narratives, and restore confidence in our shared cultural institutions. Or turn it into a Reich. That's really what he wants to do. And that's what he's doing. And all these major institutions are just falling over like dominoes as we watch the Hitler playbook play out right before our eyes. And it doesn't take a genius history major to know these things. A novice of history could understand what's before their eyes right now. Where it's going, where we're at. Concentration camps, men with mass kidnapping people. Military on California streets, military on DC streets. Which streets will be next? I assume Chicago or NYC will be next. Donnie said. Israel's in discussions with South Sudan about the possibility of resettling Palestinians from the Gaza Strip in the war-torn East African country. I have to ask, when I read this, I had this immediate thought, why are Donnie and Bibi so into taking large groups of people and offering to send them to whatever hell will take them, like Sudan? It seems like they're both into that. I keep seeing it. What's up with that? Another Newsom post in Rube speak, in Donnie speak, in sociopath speak. It's like poetry, son. Donald Taco Trump, that's in quotes. Because Gavin's even illustrating how stupid Donnie is by not using quotes properly. Donald Taco Trump, as many call him, missed, that's in quotes. Again, proving, showing, illustrating what an imbecile Donnie is in his quest to use quotes appropriately. As many call him, missed the deadline. California will now draw new, more beautiful maps. They will be historic as they will end the Trump presidency. Dems take back the House. Big press conference this week with powerful Dems and Gavin Newsom, your favorite governor. That will be devastating for MAGA. That's in quotes too, MAGA. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He even signed it GN like Donnie does DJT, signing his fucking posts. Beautiful work. I love it. And here's a Donnie post where he used the term Leningrad when he was talking about the media and John Bolton and what he's saying about him. And he says in this post, if I got Moscow and Leningrad for free, the fake news would say that I made a bad deal. That's the gist of the post. In other words, Donnie's saying, no matter what I do, I'll never get, you'll never label me as getting the win. You know what I mean? And what's interesting is Leningrad it was renamed in the 90s. So that doesn't exist anymore. And Donnie was there. There's a picture back then of him in a room with white paint and gold trim on everything. It looks hideous. That's what Donnie's doing to the White House. Must have made an impact back when he was there in the 90s or whenever it was. Oh, J.D. Vance went to England. And this is what happened. And I can't believe the audacity. Dear America, can you please come and get Vance back from our country? He's turned up with a 27-car entourage and is demanding to know the social media handles of local residents. It's not what we do here. Please come quickly. Yeah, in other words, the Reich's not in power over there yet. That's not America. How fucking dare you? But let me continue. The police are asking local Cotswolds residents, that's where JD, the couchfucker, went, for their social media handles to be passed on to JD Vance's security detail. Glad to hear some people refused. Honestly, the nerve of it, especially for the man who criticized Europe for censorship. Oh my God, if some agent from a foreign nation came to my door and said, we need your social media handles because the president of wherever is in a hotel 8 miles away, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Chick. Are you fucking kidding me? Again, it goes to show the attitude that these people have. I'm trying to find the right word. It's this... Like we have the right to subjugate you. No, you don't, couch fucker. You don't have the right for people's social media handles. So, I don't know, your agents can study them to see if they're going to come kill you or something. No, you don't have the right to that. Fuck off and die. Fuck you. That should have been the answer from every resident. What the hell are they doing? Why would you want the couch fucker's security detail looking at your social media anyway? You people aren't even from that country. JD's on his 7th vacation in 7 months. You're paying for that, son. We asked the police knocking on doors if they were protecting us or Vance. They were honest and said it's for him. Well, obviously. What the fuck are you talking about? Is it for us or Vance? We have had the police knocking on every door, said a dog walker and resident of Dean. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. The Reich's coming to England. I don't know if you people noticed. Certain aspects of this thing Donnie's doing, your government's trying to do to you, I noticed. Your government's on a little bit of the same page, not quite. This thing's going global, I'm telling you. I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't even happening here. But them daring to go around the neighborhood wherever the fuck the couch fucker went on your dime and ask for people's social media? Wow. Again, the attitude these people have. This Reich thing. Including JD. JD still hasn't sued that reporter that said he was a pedophile and named the hotels and all that. And said that JD changed his name twice. Because of that. JD sent a cease and desist. It's been months. JD has not sued. That should tell you all you need to know, son. Just out, irrefutable proof that Adam Shifty Schiff approved plan to leak classified info to damage Donald Trump. Not true. No. Donnie's mortgage fraud thing last week, attempt to get Adam Schiff didn't work. Because that was a lie. So let's move on to leak classified information. The guy who stole 3,000 classified documents should have been in prison for it. Instead was allowed to run for president again after the FBI seized those documents back. They had to go there and seize them out of the shitter at Mar-a-Lago. Then Donnie became president. We got to watch on camera as he stole the documents back and took them somewhere. I know you don't remember. So many things have happened. I know. I do fucking remember. This happened almost immediately when he won, after he won and, got in office, after January 20. Meat. This is a picture of meat in 2024, and this is a picture of meat in 2025. April 2nd, 2024. This cut of steak, that is 4.48 pounds, is $50. It's a good cut of steak. Beef loin, New York steak, boneless, USDA. So it's, it's nice. 4.49 pounds, that's some steak. This is August 11th, 2025. 4.88 pound. $78. It was already 50, son, last year. For 5 pounds of steak. A decent cut. Now it's 80. You know what that's called, class? Do you remember? What's it called? The Donnie Shitbags effect. Holy fuck. It's also the apocalypse. 1/3, son. 1/3. Look it up. Because I don't have time to explain it to you. I'm sorry. Trump says his people asked him to host the Kennedy Center. This was today. Donnie basically got up to a podium and basically explained in 8 different versions of a story that he nominated himself for a Kennedy Award, and he chose the winners of this year's or whatever awards, a Stallone and a bunch of them. And Donnie's going to give him himself an award as well. Honor himself. Well, I got a bunch of different versions of it. Let's get to it. Trump says his people asked him to host the Kennedy Center honors, and he reluctantly agreed. Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. Can you believe what I have to do? And I didn't want to do it. They're going to say he insisted. I didn't insist. That means Donnie insisted. He's insisting on the Nobel. He insisted he wanted to be Pope. Everything he insists. This is what it looked like. All the quotes I'm going to read came from this press conference today. He said a lot about giving himself a Kennedy Award, honoring himself. Remember that phrase, honoring himself. He's going to want all of us to honor him every day. Just like I told you. I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the President of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Yeah, right. I agreed to host. I didn't want to. They cajoled me into it. No. That's not how it works with Donnie. Do you believe what I have to do? They're going to say he insisted. I did not insist. He insists. That means always go with the opposite. That you're safe. That means Donnie insisted. It's a child telling on himself again. No one was asking themselves those questions. You're going to see a big change in Washington crime stats very soon. Well, I guess we will. They fired all the statisticians. So not the stats that they gave, because they turned out to be total fraud. Yes, that talking point came from Stephen Miller. I believe he started pushing it yesterday. I saw the post. It was perfect 1933 propaganda. So all the stats are fake now. So when they say DC crime went down 2 years in a row, you believe Stephen Miller and you believe Donnie Shitbags and not your lying eyes, okay? The stats have been, crime has been going down for 2 years in Washington, D.C., yet the guards deployed. Just like in California, class, That should tell you what the real goal was. To get the guard deployed. Crime's not the worst it has ever been. It's been down for 2 years, but the stats are fake according to Don. Everything's fake. Every negative thing you've ever heard about Donnie Shitbags is fake. This isn't even about Donnie Shitbags. This is about crime stats before he even got in office. Astounding what you people let Stephen Miller and Donnie do to you. They kept hearing the talking point. It kept being thrown in their face that crime is going down in D.C. Why would you deploy guys with machine guns? Oh, those stats are fake. No, they're not. The only fake is this guy, and I don't even know what to call that, makeup. What would you call that? Alexander Hamilton or something? The fuck is that shit? Doesn't even look fucking human. It's like a fucking Oompa Loompa or something. The fuck? This is Donnie off in the dementia grasslands. You know grass has a lifetime, like people have a lifetime, and the lifetime of this grass has long been gone. When you look at the parks where the grass is all tired, exhausted, this is Donnie's kingdom. This is his throne, where the castle is at. He's remaking it in his image, like one of his golf courses. When you look at the parks where the grass is all tired, exhausted, we're going to redo the grass with the finest grasses. I know a lot about grass, and then he goes on to talk about his golf courses. The finest grasses. I'm not even sure if that's a word. I think grass may be also usable for plural as well. I don't know, because I've never had occasion to use the word grasses before. We're going to redo the grass with the finest grasses. We're fucked. We're fucked. This is what's on his mind. Joe Biden had way more important things on his mind when he was president than the grass in D.C. Holy fuck, we're doomed. Back to talking about that award he gave himself. I said to hell with it. I'll become chairman. I'll give myself an honor. Next year we will honor Trump. Do you know what Donnie is? Class? Donnie is the perfect candidate. Not for president. To be the Antichrist. Who the hell would get up there and say that? Who would elbow their way into chairman and give themselves an award and then say in front of a crowd prior, I'll give myself an honor. Next year we'll honor Trump. I'm getting a lot of Hitler vibes here. I don't know about you. I'm getting some God complex vibes. Some sociopath vibes. I said to hell with it, I'll become chairman. Yeah, we know. We know. No one asked you to. You just did it. We know. I'll give myself an honor. Yeah. Next year we'll honor Trump. Do you understand why the devil uses this thing? He's just like him. Wants honor for himself. Wants others to honor him via their worship. I wanted one. He's talking about the award again, Kennedy Center Award. So he wanted one prior to becoming president, I guess, or while he was. I wanted one. I was never able to get one. I waited and waited and waited, and I said, to hell with it. I'll become chairman and I'll give myself an honor. Maybe next year we'll honor Trump. Antichrist. The point will come. Again, I've never seen someone that desires adoration so much and thinks they deserve it. We're going to get to a point where he's going to want you to worship him, or his image. He's the perfect candidate for it. I've never seen anything like it. And we actually have images now. All the ingredients are there. They never were there before this moment in history, ever. There's new reporting that the Russians have hacked into some computer systems that manage U.S. federal court documents. Do you plan on bringing it up with Putin? I guess I could. Are you surprised? They hack in. That's what they do. They're good at it. No, they don't have to hack in. Doge and Donnie just give them the passwords. That's all. We've already seen it. Security architect already caught the cunts. Knows the whole thing. He explained it. I've explained it to you. That we just give the Russians the passwords. They already had them when they were hacking in. Excuse me, they weren't hacking in. They were trying to log in with fresh passwords that were just created by Doge 15 minutes earlier. I forgot. So yeah, Donnie, Doge, etc. No one has to hack a goddamn thing. Just give it right to them. These are traitors, son. The level of treachery, level of traitor that makes Benedict Arnold look like a fucking saint. Son. He'll honor himself, says the devil's apprentice. Literally. ICE is detaining a New Zealand woman and her 6-year-old son at a detention center in Texas over a paperwork error. Shaw and her son are the only English speakers. They're locked in a shared bedroom from 8 to 8 a.m., are not allowed to wear their own clothes. New Zealand. No one is safe. Do not come here. Don't put yourself in the position to be some worthless number for the Reich that, they get to torture you for a few hours, days, months, whatever. Don't subject yourself to it. Don't come here. My sincere advice to any foreigners right now. Do yourself a favor, man. This is Adam Schiff responding to Donnie's accusations about leaking classified info. Sorry, Donald, wrong again. Even Barr's Justice Department rejected that false smear years ago. Even Barr didn't pursue it. But while we are on the subject of confidential info, how about releasing those Epstein files? We're still waiting. Donnie can do everything but release the files that he promised to release to you people. The Democrats didn't promise it. The Reich promised it. Then they told you they're on Bundy's desk. We got 1,000 agents, parsing it so we can hand it out to you. Then they came to you and said, oh, well, the shit doesn't exist. There will be no more Epstein releases. Then they said, oh, shit, we need to talk to Ghislaine. We need court transcripts, go through the courts. Then it leaked that the 1,000 FBI agents were to redact Donnie's name out of 100,000 pages of documents. That's jaw-dropping. Corruption. And that he's in there that much. My God, what has that thing done in his life? So Adam's got a point here. Hey, instead of talking about me, what's up with them files? Jerk off. This is not good right here. Listen. Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts. Are you talking to Congress about extending it? If it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress. That's what Donnie's been using since 2016. Declare it an emergency, we can do anything. A legal loophole. That's the flaw in our system of government. Con men that would use legal loopholes like, I'll just call it the crime in Washington, D.C. You know, we staged Big Balls getting his nose broken by black teenagers. Isn't that justification to put troops on the street? The fuck? That's not the real reason anyway. They've had a plan for a long time to subjugate this population. That's where it's going. No, I'm not Alex Jones. No, this is not 2008 under Barack Obama, where you people, or you marks, watched him and took him seriously. I'm a whole different breed, son. I don't sell snake oil. I never have. I never will. Donnie plans on keeping the troops there longer than 30. They shouldn't even be there at all. 30 isn't even acceptable to me, son. This America, we don't do dictator shit like this. And that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly why he's doing it. He wants to be your dictator. And unfortunately, 30%, 35% of this population want that. Because they don't realize it'll be their goddamn head in the guillotine, too. They're not smart enough, or they're too blinded by something else to understand that concept. And it's too late for it not to happen. Unfortunately, the line has been crossed. Second deployment of U.S. troops on your streets, right where Donnie is, so, you know, just in case he needs them. He's given a period of 30 days using whatever act he's using, whatever legal bullshit loophole a dictator can use to put machine guns on the street. That's not good enough. He's going to go to Congress and ask for more, just like I said in the beginning. And then he said, well, if it's an emergency, I don't need to go to Congress. I'll just keep it an emergency. Star Wars. The Chancellor was given emergency powers, and he promised, once the crisis is over, I'll give the power back. There's the Emperor. The Chancellor saying, well, you know, I got the power until the emergency's over. And you know what I say when the emergency's over, so I know it's a stupid movie. That's what's happening to you. Rich and poor alike. It doesn't matter where you're at. That's what's happening to you. And it's intentional. It's not a guy bumbling around who didn't have a plan. "30 days ain't good enough for the military takeover of your nation, son." This is Nick Fuentes, and I can't believe he's saying it. If Kamala had won the presidency, our situation would be better now. Here's a picture of him while he was saying it. So you have Nick Fuentes. Donnie is such shit. So bad that the Nazi Nick Fuentes is telling his audience the truth at risk of pissing them off and ruining whatever he's got going. If Kamala had won the presidency, our situation would be better now. Yep, for everyone. Everyone. And everyone knows it. And my God, give it a year. You're going to wish you voted Kamala, son. And I don't even like what they did to Joe, but, you know, again, Antichrist or Kamala, I know what I'm picking. Here's Donnie again. Already they're saying he's a dictator. Yeah. Military's on the streets of D.C. The place is going to hell, and we got to stop it. He's talking about D.C. So instead of saying he's a dictator, they should say we're going to join him in making Washington safe. Did you hear that, people? I want to be real clear on this. The Antichrist is saying the Democrats should join him in the subjugation of the population and the homeless by the military. They should put their name on it too. Don't call him a dictator because he's literally doing every single thing Adolf Hitler did. Join him. That's what the Democrats should do. Again, son, do you realize the level of evil we're dealing with here? I don't think you do. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Again, this isn't another instance of a guy who just doesn't like the president or someone that won an election. Oh no, son. You wish it was. You fucking wish it was. I wish it was. They should say we're going to join him in making Washington safe. They say he's a dictator, and then they end up getting mugged. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Big Ball's out at 3 in the morning, probably trying to buy some drugs in a rough neighborhood. Maybe he'll get mugged. To those of you following America's dystopian collapse overseas, we've officially entered the Trump is directing museums to teach his version of American history or face his wrath phase of our fascist takeover. This is the literal description of what is happening. There is no nuance to it. There's no debating it. There's no arguing it. I would never waste my time. This is just reality, what this person just said. We officially entered the Trump is directing museums to teach his version of American history or face his wrath phase of our fascist takeover. Yes, that's what you're living in. Again, not exaggeration, not drama. I'm not Alex Jones. You wish I was, son. Gonna buy some Fuck You 3000? It'll keep your dick hard for 9 hours. This is the White House account posting an advertisement for Donnie to get the Nobel. Incredible, right? The White House account is now Donnie's personal social media account. And it says at the top, President Trump is the president of peace. He's bombed 3 countries. He's deployed masked men with guns to kidnap people, terrorize the community. He's deployed the National Guard and active duty Marines in California. He's deployed the National Guard in D.C. He's talked about annexing half the globe. He sounds like the Antichrist to me. I don't know. He doesn't sound like the president of peace to me. A literal solicitation by the U.S. government to give Donnie Shitbags the Nobel Peace Prize. Here we are again. Like I said, he loves to honor himself. I've never seen a greater candidate for the position. Now we know why Donnie's meeting Vlad in Alaska. He's about to give up some mineral rights, allow Alaska to open up to Russia. So he's going to give Alaska to Russia in the way that matters. Remember, Donnie made it cool, federal lands, public lands, parks, etc. He's going to give companies access. He didn't necessarily say American companies, son. And remember, he let us know we're going to be doing more business with Russia in the future. But he's not Donnie Krasnov, right? We're all joking he's going to give Vlad Alaska. Well, he is. In the form of mineral rights, whatever. Drilling rights, whatever. They will include opening up Alaska's natural resources to Moscow and lifting some of the American sanctions on Russia's aviation industry, the Telegraph can reveal. Donald is preparing to offer Putin access to rare earth minerals to incentivize him to end the war because Donnie just really needs a Nobel Peace Prize. That's why he wants to end it. He's going to sell out Alaska to Russia simply because it's the only way he'll be able to convince Vlad to stop killing people for a month or two until he can get the Nobel, and then, just go back to killing. We're doomed. We're fucked. I can't believe this. The recap the last few weeks of news. This is economic. Real quick, a quick list, and it's all true. Data show that U.S. job growth has almost been non-existent for 3 months. Inflation is up the highest since February. The dollar is down 11%, biggest drop in 50 years. Construction costs going up, especially due to tariffs on building materials. GDP growth is being driven more by capital expenditures on data centers than by consumer spending. In other words, your money going in a circle. Some private data centers being built, but mostly government ones. That's what GDP is. A good percentage of it. The growth. Those centers built for your subjugation and manipulation. Where they know everything about you, son. Everything. That's the real economy, that list I just read you, and it is not good. That steak being $80 instead of $50, that ain't fucking good either, man. $50's a lot already for a nice cut of steak, isn't it? At the supermarket where you gotta cook it yourself? I understand if you go to a restaurant paying $50, $60, still a lot of money for the poor man. Okay, another Gavin post. Huge historic... Again, in Rube speak, I just want to show you before I read it. Huge historic event, in quotes. Thursday, 11:30, Pacific in Los Angeles. A beautiful rally. Press conference with Gavin, Christopher Newsom, and strong Dems. Democrats will destroy Greg Abbott's totally rigged maps. That's all in quotes, too. Tremendous work is being done. Donald Trump, the criminal president. I was like, oh shit, when I read that. The criminal president. And it's true, son. It's true. I'm telling you, girl. Donald Trump, the criminal president. Get ready for the most beautiful payback you've ever seen. Could be the worst day of your life as your presidency ends. America will be liberated. Liberation Day, that's in quotes. Many are calling it, thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. Perfect. Perfect. Like Street Fighter. Perfect. Criminal president? How many have had the balls to say that? That have a position like governor? Not many. This is the way. This is the road that should have been taken. 2015. This should have been mocked out of fucking existence. You know why, Rubes? Because you, the greedy at the top, and this orange abomination will cost us everything. End of the planet, end of the country, end of everything. Now, again, that doesn't mean the planet explodes. It's going to be a whole new thing on the other side. A lot of bad things, and a lot of people have to die first, though. Unfortunately, thanks to you good people. We're going to need a crime bill. You really need to listen to this one, too. We're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in, and it's going to pertain initially to D.C. That means it's going to pertain to everywhere else eventually, real soon. Not just D.C. We're going to be asking for extensions on that. Long-term extensions. Because you can't have 30 days. Republicans in Congress will approve, and they will, son. This will be what a moment. The day Congress, your own representatives, Democrat, Republican, Independent, all of them, in the Senate, in the House, the day they have to vote on an extension of the military on their own streets. How many will vote for their own subjugation? That will be quite a moment. I expect the entire Republican Party to vote for it. The boots have barely hit the ground. Son. And this orange cunt, who is abject of the devil, is already thinking of how he can extend the time he has the military on the streets, rounding up homeless and subjugating the population of this country. Then he wants to do it everywhere else. He said it all right here. Initially to D.C. That means you next, son. Your neck of the woods, as the rubes like to say. We're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. I need the troops to subjugate their own fellow citizens for longer than 30 days, indefinitely. Again, you realize your country's over and it's never coming back. They'll make sure of it. They already are. This should show you how long this has been planned for years. Boots ain't even on the ground yet. They already thinking, how can we extend it past 30? Why, Donnie? Why, Stephen Miller? Why do you need to extend it past 30? Oh, because you're building a Nazi Reich, literally. Dystopian nightmare. Literally. They think it's fun. They think it's cool. It's where they think the future should go. Again, I want to say this one more time. The boots ain't even on the ground. He's already talking about getting Congress to extend past 30 days. You're done. Your country's over. Antichrist. Oh my God, how much more do I got here? All right, there's only a few more. I'm almost done. Another Gavin Newsom Rube Speak post. I love these. I could read them all fucking night. I hope he writes 1,000 more. When Speaker Little Man, that's in quotes, Johnson, is standing in the unemployment line, that's in quotes, he can thank Donald Taco J. Trump. Trump missed a simple deadline, something he has often done with his many failed businesses. Damn. Now California will fire him. That's in quotes, the word fire. Fire him with new, more beautiful maps. That's in quotes. Highly anticipated, historic. That's in quotes. Press conference with your favorite governor, Gavin Christopher Newsom. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. Yeah, when Gavin does it, it seems real douchey, doesn't it? That's because it is douchey. And for us non-sociopaths, when Donnie does it, oh my God, it so douchey. Because Donnie's sincere. Donnie, that's really his personality. He's really a sociopath. He's really the douchebag in the room that no one wants around. This is how it should have been dealt with. Maybe we wouldn't be where we're at now. I love what Gavin's doing. This is a person that knows There are no shelters in D.C. for people to go to. Everyone says that to the homeless. Go to a shelter, do this, do that. As if there's homeless shelters all over the place. And if there's 100 empty beds just waiting for you. No, that's not how the society works, son. Not even close. There are no shelters in D.C. for people to go to. 900 people sleep outside each night. There are 40 open shelter beds. People will be arrested for being unable to afford rent. Yes, criminalizing homelessness. That's where we're at under the Reich in this society. Some parts of America have already done this. Now it's going to become federal policy. Again, there's a reason these people are there. They have nowhere to go. They have no money to get anywhere, even if you wanted them gone. They're stuck. And, all the tax money that goes to so many different horrible things. Couldn't we just build some housing? No? No, because Bezos, Leon, Zuckerberg, Donnie, everyone needs a new yacht, right? I know. Everyone's living their best life, right? As a millionaire, living my best life, spam, blah, 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 blah. Right? Right. 40 open shelter beds, 900 people sleeping outside. Every reporter needs to ask Trump and his cronies where he wants people to go. Maybe his new ballroom. There's plenty of room there. I gave a speech a long time ago about all the church, especially down here. I drive every, third corner. There's an $8 million church down here. Gorgeous building. And if a homeless man walked up to the door and said, "Can I live here? Can I stay here for a while?" You know what they would tell him. And it would be the opposite of what Jesus would tell him. So again, where these people, they're going to be arrested because they can't afford the skyrocketing rents. What you're witnessing is the most powerful people going after the most vulnerable directly now. That's called, class, persecution. Look the word up. For those keeping track, Trump put himself in charge of the Kennedy Center, then invited himself to host the awards, then told himself he was president, and do I have time? But humbly accepted the offer from himself before praising himself for honoring himself like no one else would. And no, I'm not actually exaggerating. This really happened. Yes. He stood up there at a podium, going on and on, made up a story about how people begged him to do it all, took over the Kennedy Center, got rid of people, says it's the Kennedy Trump Center, so going to present himself an award. Maybe I'll honor myself. If they were writing a movie with the Antichrist part, that's certainly something that would happen. Go perfect in the script. That's literally what happened, what that person wrote. There's no spin. There's no political bias. The man is sick in the head, people. We've been trying to convey that to you for years. You must be sick too if you're down with it. He is not right in the head. Everyone knows this. They think it's a big game. They think it's funny. You will be crying in the end, son. We all will. We're at the end here. One last Gavin post, and then I got to get the fuck out of here. Wow, tomorrow history will be made. Carolyn Levitt will have no answers for the supposed fake media about California's... Hold on, I lost it. California's beautiful maps. People are saying they are the greatest maps ever created, even better than Christopher Columbus. Donald the failure Trump, be warned. The failure is in caps, or excuse me, in quotes. Tomorrow may be the worst day of your life, all because you missed the deadline, that's in quotes. Liberation Day for America, GCN. Let me read that one line one more time, congregation. People are saying they're the greatest maps ever created, even better than Christopher Columbus. Donald the failure Trump, be warned. Tomorrow may be the worst day of your life. That's Donnie. That's WWF idiocy. That's why your country's over. Gavin doesn't know it yet. I'd love to be wrong. He doesn't know it yet, but it is. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from him on the way down. Because America's going down. Maybe if we all would have handled it this way in the beginning, I was handling it that just like this. But maybe if everybody was, maybe we wouldn't be in the apocalypse. Seriously. I look forward to many more posts where Gavin does Rube speak. He does it well, man. All aspects. Fucking brilliant. The worst day of your life, he says to Donnie. Anyway, people, my final message, as always, the mark when it comes around, you cannot take it. You must not. You must say no, no matter what it cost you. Donnie loves adoration more than anyone. Donnie's about to erase history because he has to. He will offer you a mark in the future. You must say no. And I'm going to get going now. As always, people, if you'd like to help, I'll put the PayPal at the top of the comment section 9 hours from now when this uploads. Have a wonderful evening, and until the next episode, I will see you later.